Jörmungandr, the snake so massive it treats the entire planet like a stress ball. In Norse mythology, this wasn't your average slithering threat. As it grew, it circled the earth and bit its own tail, a cosmic power move equal parts threatening and philosophical. A living boundary line separating Midgard from everything beyond. So Jormungandr wasn't just a monster. It was inevitability coiled around the world, waiting patiently. A reminder that some endings arrive exactly on schedule. Dragons. Dragons, the celebrity of mythical creatures. If myths had a red carpet, dragons would be the ones rolling in on a flaming chariot, casually setting paparazzi on fire. In Europe, they were the ultimate villains, winged reptiles with anger issues and even worse manners. They hoarded gold, kidnapped princesses, and made knights feel important. Basically, the medieval version of a career boost. But in the East, dragons changed the narrative entirely. In China, they were wise, majestic, bringers of rain and prosperity. No fire, no kidnapping, just divine climate control. The emperor himself was called Son of the Dragon. And honestly, that sounds way cooler than king. From the Norse Fafnir to the Babylonian Tiamat, every culture had one. Different shapes, same awe. Maybe dragons endure because they blend opposites, wisdom and chaos, power and beauty. They never existed, and yet they've ruled our imagination for over 5,000 years. Now, that's true immortality. The phoenix. The phoenix, a bird so dramatic, it literally turns death into a performance. When its time comes, it doesn't just fall over like some tired pigeon. No, it bursts into flames, burns to ashes, and then rises again, brand new, from its own remains. The ultimate comeback story. The legend started in ancient Egypt, the Bennu bird, sacred to the sun god Ra. Then the Greeks and Romans took it further, a symbol of immortality, rebirth, and divine renewal. Even early Christians saw it as proof of resurrection, but the phoenix wasn't always fire and glory. In some stories, it looked more like a giant heron. In others, a peacock on steroids. Imagine dying gloriously and coming back as flamboyant poultry. Still, the idea stuck. Destruction, rebirth, hope. From ancient temples to tattoos and sports logos, the phoenix keeps rising because deep down, we all want to believe we can too. The unicorn, a horse with a horn. Sounds simple, yet somehow it became one of the most powerful symbols in human history. In medieval Europe, unicorns were said to be so pure that only a virgin could tame them. Convenient myth for poets and priests, less convenient for the poor girls dragged into forests as bait. But unicorns weren't born in Europe. Ancient India and Persia mentioned them first, likely inspired by travelers who saw rhinos and got creative. Greek historians swore they were real because nothing says science like describing a magic horse from hearsay. The famous horn or alicorn was said to cure poison, disease, even evil itself. Renaissance royals paid fortunes for them. Spoiler, most were narwhal tusks. Yes, kings were flexing with whale teeth. So, the unicorn became purity, power, and expensive nonsense. And centuries later, we still chase it. From medieval tapestries to billion-dollar startups, the Chimera, the mythological definition of doing way too much. Part lion, part goat, part serpent. Basically a biological what the hell, all rolled into one nightmare. According to Greek legend, it prowled around Lycia, breathing fire, torching fields, and turning heroes into all-you-can-eat barbecue until Bellerophon showed up, pulled up on Pegasus, and skewered the thing right through the heart. Peak hero moment. But the Chimera's story didn't stop there. Some historians think it came from ancient fossil finds, bones mashed together and mistaken for one mega creature, early sci-fi before sci-fi existed. Symbolically, the Chimera became a giant red flag, a warning about chaos, unnatural mashups, and the stuff that really shouldn't exist in nature or in your brain. Even today, Chimera is what we call genetic hybrids, lab screw-ups, and impossible dreams. It never existed. yet it still haunts our language, our fears, and our obsession with making monsters. Because sometimes, the scariest creature of all is imagination itself. Cerberus, the ultimate guard dog. 3 heads, a serpent tail, and a job description straight out of hell. Literally. In Greek mythology, Cerberus stood at the gates of the underworld. His mission was simple: keep the dead in and the living out. Think of him as the world's first bouncer, but for souls. Heroes tried to outsmart him. Orpheus put him to sleep with music. Psyche bribed him with honey cakes. And Heracles, because subtlety wasn't his vibe, just wrestled him into submission. Classic Heracles move. But Cerberus wasn't evil. He wasn't chasing heroes for sport. He was doing his job. Artists loved him. Statues, mosaics, even coins carried his image. So, Cerberus wasn't just a monster. He was order guarding chaos. And the wild part, he never failed.